everybody, what the flick? We are back talking about the new season of Doctor Who, season 35 or possibly 9, episode 1, The Magician's Apprentice. Peter Capaldi and Clara Oswald, she has a real name, is back. They're all back, basically, is my thing. And this time, they're on an adventure.
Yes. I call this Plan C plotting.
Okay.
Because basically the episode, it's a to-be-continued episode, but it ends with two terrible choices. Mm-hmm. Either the Doctor has to go back and let young Davros die and never let the Daleks be created, but that would mean that he would let a child die due to his,
and also sacrifice his principles.
Exactly. Allowing a child to die and thus sacrifice his principles, not, but through attrition and not do anything. Or not do anything and allow Clara and Missy to die. And also,
like, billions of other people. Yes, the Daleks have killed many.
And untold carnage on behalf of the Daleks.
Yeah.
Well, there will be a Plan C. That's what I'm saying.
The Doctor's going to figure a way. That's one of the things that's frustrating about this episode. I feel like this episode ends with Clara and Missy both dying. Like, I fucking believe that. Like, we've already established that she's going to be on the season for, like, the rest of the season, isn't going to leave until the end. They don't really sell it with a lot of gravitas. It's just sort of, and then Clara and Missy died.
Yeah, in the season opener.
In the season opener, which I'll grant you is like but like as a cliffhanger, I'm not buying it. I'm not impressed. Like, we've seen Clara Oswald die on this show, I think, dozens of times. Like, it was in like the first season she was here. The whole point is that she died like over and over throughout the history of time. I'm not, and it doesn't do anything for
And Missy is a time lady, so...
Yeah, and Missy's a time lady who died at the end of last season, and then they bring her back next episode, like after the Christmas special,
right?
With Neria, how do you do?
Yeah.
It's just basically like, oh, you're alive? It's like, yeah, that didn't take.
With a Bob's your uncle.
Right? Like, it's a sort of, like, and Doctor Who has a problem with death, and it's hard to keep it going. It's hard to keep the threat of death prominent after 50 years. And they keep trying to find a way to make it seem special, like, we'll make it seem like the Doctor's really, really worried this time because he sends out a confession dial. Which, by the way, the Doctor has thought he was going to die many times recently and never did that. I appreciate your trying. I appreciate that's probably going to pay off in some interesting way.
Right.
But if as simply selling us the idea the Doctor's going to die, especially considering he just got new regenerations, he'll be around for like 12 more Doctors. The threat isn't there. But what's interesting about this show is the fact that they're dramatizing, very simply, the old chestnut of you can go back in time and kill Hitler.
Right, yes.
Would you, and would you have the right?
Yes, and what would the ramifications be of the alternate historical timeline?
Yeah. Now, you're not, again, for those of you who are just joining us in this season, Alonso this is his first Doctor.
Yes, this is only my second season now with my first Doctor, so I'm a relative newcomer.
So you haven't even seen a Davros episode yet, and you really haven't seen much with the Daleks.
No, I saw there was the one episode last season that had the mutant Dalek that actually wanted to do good.
Ah, yes, yeah, that was a weird one. But
and then they rebooted, and then it was.
And they had to go inside the Dalek. That was a fun one. Yes. But so I'm curious. At the beginning of this episode, you're watching the Doctor. There's the hand mines, which are cool, and the Doctor is telling a kid all this fantastically inspirational shit.
And the kid says his name is Davros, and then I went to Google.
Yeah, I'm curious, like, if that had a thing. Because for me, I was just like, oh, that's cute.
Because when they cut to his face, I'm like, oh, that's something. Oh, okay.
We have not seen Davros in Doctor Who since I think like 2 Doctors ago. It was the end of David Tennant's run. Davros returned with an army of Daleks. They stole a whole bunch of planets, and then the Doctor stopped them. Well, actually, technically Donna stopped them, but whatever. Anyway, it was one of those episodes where it was hard to tell exactly how they won the day, only that they did.
Gotcha. I did like the reference about last week I was wearing a long scarf, and yesterday I was wearing a bow tie or whatever.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of history going on in this one, which is nice, and they played a lot of clips from previous episodes. Mostly about Davros.
Was this episode intentionally shitty looking to call back to old Doctor Who episodes?
I was wondering that too. Doctor Who is shot like many a show, especially on the BBC, digitally, and it looks super fucking digital this season more than ever before.
Yeah,
it looks like it was shot on VHS.
Yes,
like
that's,
really good VHS.
Like this is why I never watched Doctor Who in the old days, because it just looked so cruddy.
Well, that was the thing with Doctor Who, is that it looked like shit. They had no money, but the writing was really, really good.
Yeah.
But then once Russell T Davies brought it back, they some of the visual effects are still pretty janky, but like it's still
last season was pretty slick, and I watched Torchwood, and that was pretty well put together. And there were just moments I thought, God, this looks like crap, and I think, wait, is this a shout out to when the show used to look like crap?
It looks like Michael Mann's Public Enemies. Like that's how fake digital it looks. It looks way too crisp.
Yeah,
it doesn't look real.
Yeah, Like, I did want to point out that this episode was directed by Hetty McDonald, who made one of the great teen romances of all time, Beautiful Thing, if you've never seen it.
I have not seen that.
Worth a rent.
Interesting.
I don't think it's on Netflix, but look for it. Great movie.
Yeah, do your diligence.
Yeah, but I don't know, it just kind of struck me like, oh wait, is this a bit? Like, are they doing this on purpose? I don't know what the deal is.
So listen, there's a lot of cool stuff in this episode, a lot of great moments, a lot of great shout outs. I wish we'd seen the episode where Clara and Jane Austen made out. I feel like that's kind of a weird thing to deny us. I kind of want to see that episode.
Maybe that's later in the season.
I kind of want to know what a suicide moon is. I hope that's foreshadowing. That sounds kind of badass. But for me, the thing with this episode, there's stuff I like about this episode. I love Missy. I love Missy a lot. She's great. But she kind of throws into sharp relief the idea that maybe we don't need Clara. What function does Clara serve? Like, what does she bring to the show besides having someone to explain stuff to?
That's key.
That's key, but literally anyone could do that. You need other companions on the show have served a function beyond simply being a companion. They were the heart, they were the love interest, they were a conscience.
I think that because this is such an and again, this is my first Doctor, so I don't have a point of comparison. Because this is a bristlier than usual Doctor, they want to give him somebody kind of nice to play off of.
Right.
To sort of create some sparks there. I guess that was always sort of my impression of what she was doing.
But she's almost as bristly as the Doctor is half the time. And they keep trying to like shove her into places that I don't quite buy. Like when the planes stop, she notices it. Okay, cool. She's been with the Doctor long enough. She's observant. She has a thing. And you know you're in trouble when the teacher tells you to turn on your phone.
Right.
Okay. But then Unit calls her. Okay, fine. We can't find the Doctor. We have his companion. We'll call her. Great. Then she fucking tells Unit what to do. Like, the Unit's like, oh, there's all those people up there. And she's like, yeah. And all that fuel, because planes have been used rather famously as a weapon before in terrorist attacks. And then the head of the people, the government organization that handles exactly this stuff goes, oh my God, I literally never thought of that. And I'm like, I thought of that. You should be ahead of me. We've established in previous episodes that you're very smart, you character, and we just not getting there. Like, it just feels like they're trying. You know what it reminded me of? The Monster Child syndrome in Gamera movies, where a child has a fleeting dalliance with Gamera, and then he gets this 5-year-old boy in a baseball cap and short shorts just gets dragged into every government meeting.
He's in Satcom now.
Yeah, he's our Gamera expert because Gamera winked at him once. It's like, and all it boils down to is, no, don't kill Gamera. And we're like, but we would really like to. And they're just like, nah.
No, he's friend to children.
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I mean, again, I don't have enough. She's also my only companion, so I don't have I have no point of comparison.
Well, that's why I asked you, because I want to know maybe what you're getting out of her relationship.
I like the two of them. I like their rapport, so maybe that's it. The rapport is the point of it. I don't know.
Okay. Has You and Whose Army ever been uttered without someone calling forth an army?
Yes.
I'm trying to remember ever seeing that in a movie. Yeah, You and Whose Army, and then someone has a bunch of bullies with them.
It's usually You and What Army.
Okay. Well, okay, maybe I read that.
Maybe the British. No, I think that's how they said it in the show. I think maybe the British say it differently. I don't know.
Perchance. I'm trying to make sure there's nothing I'm forgetting here. I have a long list.
I'm sure there were a lot of references to things in the past that I completely missed.
So. I mean, there was with the Sisterhood of Karn. We ran into them last time we saw the Sisterhood of Karn. They helped the Paul McGann Doctor resurrect into the War Doctor, which, as we all know, that's a weird thing to say out of context.
Or even in.
Yeah. But we saw the Meldivarium. That's kind of like, someone described that recently as the Mos Eisley Cantina of the Doctor Who universe. But basically, it's a school bar.
Gotcha.
We went there. That was fun. The Shadow Proclamation, haven't been there for a while. The Shadow Proclamation is like the space cops. Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Boom,
There's
all going over my head.
All this stuff to make it seem really, really super important. And I'm waiting. I'm curious to see where it's going. Certainly, it's interesting. I liked the whole reveal of the planet. That was kind of fun. I'm not sure what we got out of that, other than a nifty reveal of a whole planet.
Well, I thought that was the idea that they thought they were being taken to one place and it actually being the Dalek planet. That was a cool.
That's a cool reveal.
It's a cool misdirect, and the whole idea of like, no, we're gonna open the airlock. Oh, hey, look, it's warm. You know,
yeah, that was kind of neat.
Yeah.
That was good imagery right there. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
I like the question it raises. I hope it answers it in an interesting, fun Doctor Who kind of way.
That would be nice.
Yes.
We'll just have to see next week.
We will. Last question. Someone tweet me this at William Bibbiani. What shirt is the Doctor wearing? Like, he's got like a white shirt with like some sort of like logo on it. Is it a band? Like,
oh yeah, I didn't.
That's new, and I want to know what that shirt is, so I can buy it. Oh yeah, and the Doctor played a guitar in a tank. That was cool. But what do you want?
Lest we forget. And did you watch the little prologue thing?
I did watch the little prologue.
I thought the boars stuff was funny. I was hoping we'd get more boars in this episode.
Yeah. And then I guess he got infected by a snake bite and became a Dalek person.
He was sort of plot functionary. I don't know.
Yeah,
he was funnier in the prologue.
He was funnier in the prologue. He had more to do in the prologue. I feel bad for him now that he got Daleked.
Oh well.
Oh well.
New season.
We'll be back next week.